My definition of disability is probably a common definition in that it has to do with a physical or a mental condition or situation that impacts someone's ability to carry out their daily living skills.
The primary functions that you and I take for granted, being able to feed yourself, being able to learn in school, those kinds of things.
Self-care, work, going to school, being part of the community.
If they reach a certain threshold, those are all barriers for people with disabilities to be able to live a normal life.
The diversity department is involved because we actually are concerned about the quality of life for people with disabilities.
We have more than the average number of people with disabilities residing in Tempe, and we take that very seriously, and we want them to be able to participate in their city government and life in general as much as possible.
Disability Awareness Month means to me that as a society, as a city, we're making an effort to include all of our residents who have disabilities.
So asking a lot of questions, understanding, and being accessible ourselves to this population helps to create the important amenities or the important resources that are needed in our community.
And we've got a lot of projects that we've got in the works right now that are really pretty exciting stuff. Everything from Vial of Life hitting the streets again to Access Tempe.
Access Tempe is a resource guide for residents and people who visit our town to showcase and remind folks of the many accessible features our public places have to offer.
It's wonderful to have that kind of guide when planning for things that I might do not only professionally but in my social world.
A team of folks from our city spent a lot of time visiting our restaurants, hotels, and local public facilities just to make sure that we are creating an accessible and effortless public facility for people with disabilities.
The fact that the city took the time and used their resources to go out and survey the community, number one, says that they care about people with disabilities and want them to be able to be a part of this community and to use the services that are here.
Public safety tends to use this guide also. Firefighters and the police officers use this quite a bit.
Preparation for emergencies is really a critical responsibility of every resident. People that have special needs, it is even more important that they take initial actions to be prepared for emergencies that may occur. When Tempe paramedics arrive at your home, they have no information about you as a patient. And the only information that we can get is either provided by a family member or a bystander, or is provided through a Vial of Life. The idea of the Vial of Life is to have a mechanism for people to store medical information that could be immediately available to paramedics on arrival at their home. I would recommend that this be available to anyone that takes prescription medications, and to elderly folks and the disabled.
I grew up in a time where there were many things that weren't accessible to me, many buildings, many programs, and that's changing. And so now when I want to do something, I don't have to be concerned about whether or not a building is going to be accessible, whether or not I'm going to be welcome into programs. I know that those things are being taken care of.
Governments have different standards, yes, than private businesses do. We're held to a higher standard. Not only do our buildings need to be accessible, but all of the programs and activities that we provide to people need to be accessible.
So when things are accessible and you don't have to think about it, it makes my day that much easier.
We are a caring community. We care about the quality of life for folks who live here and who visit our town. The accommodations go beyond the legal aspect. The accommodations are Tempe.